Hello, my name is Xavier Mercado, and this is Spearhead Conversations. Today, I'm joined by special guest, Max Askren. Now, coming from a bloodline of legacy, he's also the co-founder of AWA Askren Wrestling Academy, which is one of the elite academies in the state of Wisconsin. Just a young man from good old Hartford, Wisconsin. Here we are today. So without further ado, how you doing, Max?
I'm doing very well.
Doing good, man?
Yeah, doing very well. Just another day in the gym.
Oh, yeah? How's wrestling going? We're in freestyle right now, right?
We're in freestyle season. Yeah, it's been good. It's been busy. Freestyle season hits hard and heavy, and then after that, we kind of settle in and have some of the bigger tournaments in the summer.
Yeah, man. Well, I love your establishment, man. It's nice. These mats too. I love the logo.
Oh yeah,
that's a center shot code.
Awesome,
man. How long has this been running?
We've had this location in this building since 2017.
Oh wow.
And then actually these are brand new mats, so these mats are just like 2 months old.
Mm-hmm. Oh dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're
fresh. I don't think they were here when my son was practicing then.
No, they weren't. I know it's and put another there's a layer of mats underneath and this one over top, so it's a
nice,
more cushy.
Well, hey, man. Otherwise, man, yeah, you are the extinguished phenom here in Wisconsin. The name is known, and you've had the ultimate success through your journey.
Yeah, I don't know. I always tell all the kids, no matter what you reach, you always kind of wish you did more.
Yeah.
Which I think is the goal, It's like you set yourself to sights too low, then you end up achieving everything you want, but it's probably not very much.
Yeah.
You reach, a lot of times you're not going to hit that end goal, but that's what pushes you.
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, man, you ready to jump in?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So where were you born?
I was born in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, St. Luke's.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you were born in Iowa. How long was it before you guys moved to Wisconsin?
By the time I was 3, I believe we were in Wisconsin.
Yeah. I was born in the South Bronx.
All right.
By 6 months, I was in Wisconsin.
Hot damn.
Yeah. I always say look, I was born there, but I'm from here. I'm from Wisconsin. And plus, my family, every time I go to New York, they make fun of my accent.
Yeah, they say you live in the flyover states.
Yeah, for real, dude. No, they think we live on farms. The city people think we live on farms, but yeah I love it.
So that's actually where I started the academy, was in New York.
Oh, really?
It was in Westchester, yeah.
Oh, get it.
Yeah, so I was right north of you.
Westchester in the Bronx?
Westchester, New York.
Oh, okay,
so
got
there's
you.
the Bronx, and then the next county north is Westchester. Yeah,
got you. Man, look at Max, East Coast flow.
Oh, damn.
So how was your childhood?
It was good. It was, I don't know. It's a big topic.
Yeah.
But no, it was great. We had a lot of fun. We lived in a farm. It was an old farm field. Yeah. That my parents, bought a lot and built a house, and then it became a neighborhood. But yeah, we had awesome neighborhood gangs, and yeah.
Well, we know that you were obviously wrestling is life. Yeah. But what type of hobbies were you into growing up?
I had all kinds of hobbies. So one of my kids was just asking me this the other day, and I did all kinds of stuff. I did tennis one summer. I did swimming. I did, football, baseball, soccer. I did all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Fished a little bit, or pretended to.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I just moved to Brown Deer 2 years ago. They got a great little pond right there. Me and my boys are gonna be in that creek that's behind there.
You talking about Brown Deer Road?
It's by the police station.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, I'm gonna be in there this summer. I told my boys we're gonna get those fishing license. We'll be there.
Done.
Man, well, wrestling is such a part of your life. What's the earliest memory you have of finding wrestling?
I don't know. I know my brother beat me up a lot in our basement, and he would try and catch me in the basement and wrestle me, and I would try and run upstairs. And so those are probably some of the earlier memories. But Yeah, I wrestled on the middle school team from the time I was in 3rd grade, just because they had no other small kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's like, and I tell my kids this: you don't really remember the tournaments so much, the matches. You remember like hanging out with your friends at the tournaments.
Yeah.
And that's like, to me, that's like the earliest memories I have, was like running around with my friends at tournaments. And
Yeah, this is the first year where we've been full-fledged. All our kids are in wrestling. And I mean, that's what I loved about Saturday mornings, waking up, getting to these tournaments, and legit just, we got our snack pack. We got everything there. We're with the team. Yeah. Shout out to Brown Deer. Oh, yeah. But it's definitely a culture that is beautiful in a sense, you know?
It's a tight-knit world.
Mm-hmm. What grade? So did you go through elementary? So you started through elementary, or was it through middle school?
No. I was. I started at like whatever, probably 4 or 5, but I wasn't really doing much. I was just going to practice because my brother was there and my dad was there, and so I went along as well. But no, I guess I was just joking. I talked to somebody who was a middle school coach during my era.
Yeah.
And he's like, I thought you were there forever. Well, my dad just put me on the middle school team at 3rd grade. Because they didn't, it was like, just because they had no small guys. So I wrestled all the other small kids.
Yeah.
And so it was like 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade. Like, but at some time they're like, is this kid not graduated yet? He's still in middle school. So, yeah.
Well, you come from a wrestling family. I mean, your older brother. How many siblings do you have?
Just 2.
Just 2?
Just Ben and I. Yeah.
Ben and you? And what's the age gap?
About a little over 2 years.
Oh, yeah. Being a part of something like that with the success that he saw going into the UFC, did that ever have an effect on your mental as far as pressure and to succeed?
I would say no. No? As far as my pressure to succeed, and for I have a lot of conversations with kids because I'm around all the time. Yeah. But you can have either perspective, and I think a lot of people do end up having that perspective where they're like, oh, well, my older brother's successful, or sibling, or father, what have you. It's like, you're like, oh, it's so much pressure, but you're like, but at the same time too, you have a brother that's successful, that's done it, and is succeeded at the highest levels. Well, isn't it easier to learn from them? Somebody who cares about you and wants you to succeed and wants to help you, and you have them whenever you want. Yeah. So you could have either perspective, and I've always had I shouldn't say always, but I can't remember a time where I haven't had that perspective where it's like, that's his success, and I'm trying to pursue my own.
I only asked that question because I have an older brother, 4 years. He's 4 years older, but growing up, when he graduated, he took South Milwaukee to a national cooking competition and won. Damn. Got a full ride for culinary arts.
That was awesome.
And then, that was his culinary journey. Then he switched to banking, and he became a regional banker. So in the earlier days, I'd always try to compare myself to that. And now being in life, you should never compare yourself, but rather just, you see what they're doing, something's clicking, figure out your system, make it click. Yeah. So that's the reason why I wanted to ask that. Just having an older brother, sometimes it's kind of intimidating.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's something that my parents helped nurture and develop, that perspective for me, but I think that's, I know what you're talking about, and I see it a lot within, different athletes that, it's like, well, they're older brothers, and like, well, I'm not my older brother. And it's like, yeah, and
yeah,
you can still figure it out. It's like, you're not them.
Yeah. So, obviously you were put at a young age, 4 or 5. At what point did you realize that this was something that you wanted to actually pursue?
Not till probably 7th or 8th grade.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like video games and doing other shit.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Man, we had Need for Speed back then. We had...
I was all kinds.
Call of Duty?
No, I was actually more of a computer gamer. So I was like StarCraft, Minecraft. Not StarCraft, Warcraft. Minecraft, that came about way later. I still don't understand that game.
Yeah, my son the other day, he's like, Dad, do you think you'd ever learn this game to play with me? I was like, I did Fortnite. That was enough.
All right.
I let go of Call of Duty. Yeah. We switched over to Fortnite. we're a Fortnite family. I'm not even gonna lie.
That's awesome.
My wife and the kids, we play. But I was like, Minecraft. When you grown up with Atari and Nintendo and all those game systems, and where we're at right now, I'm not trying to go back to something like Minecraft.
So playing with blocks.
Yeah, it hurts my eyes.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, how was that going? What do you think flipped the switch as far as going from where it was just a hobby and you're just doing it because this is what you've been doing to now this is what I want to do?
I guess I feel like, in general, people grow. Mm-hmm. And when you're growing in a certain direction at some point, it's like it becomes what you want to do. And I think, actually, I'd say with like my brother doing things, I usually didn't want to do things he did.
Yeah.
I wanted I'd pick a team that he didn't like, he didn't like, he had his team, I'd have my team. And, so I think when I was younger, it probably pushed me away from wrestling a little bit.
Yeah.
Not that I didn't like it, but I just, it's like, oh, that's kind of Ben's thing. And, 7th, 8th grade, I was like, I remember like missing it or wanting to be on the mat, and finally I think it came to like 9th grade was last time that I went out for preseason for football. Mm-hmm. And I'd get home every day. And every day I got home from football, I'd come in just to see my brother and our coach, John Messenbrink, getting done wrestling. And I was like, what the hell am I doing in my life? Like, this sucks. Like, I just want to wrestle. And so, my parents like, hey, like you have to go in and have a conversation with your coaches and, mm-hmm. Let them know where you stand. And so I did. And I was like, my mindset, like, well, can we talk you out of it? It's like, no. Nope, I'm gone, dude. So, yeah.
Well, going from 8th grade into high school, how was that transition competitively? Like, did you feel like there was a leap once you got into high school and the way how competitive athletes were?
No, not really.
No, just 1 year to the next.
1 year. I mean, like obviously they were way better. My 8th grade year, your 8th grade year, it's like the benchmark, the standard is way lower than it is like your freshman year. And so my freshman year, I was prepared and I was working hard. But so it's like my first match was previous year's state place winner.
Yeah.
And so I kind of beat the brakes off him. So
get it.
Yeah. Yeah. I shouldn't say I beat the brakes off him. I beat him pretty handily though.
Yeah.
And so it's like, so no, I mean, I feel like I've always been prepared for that next step and kind of understood what the jump is or what the requirement was. And
what do you feel were the barriers you faced as far as getting to the next level?
I guess the one thing that I've always understood is like you can assess a problem and then you can prepare for that problem. And I was really good at that. And so I feel like I would over prepare for the problem that I knew I was going to face or the challenge that I knew I was going to step into.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I think some people need to step into that challenge. You need to get whacked upside your head.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, oh, that's what it is. And then they raise their level. And I was pretty hyper aware of like, all right, well, this is where I need to be. I better get to it.
Yeah.
And so for that reason, it's like the jump was there, but I did it ahead of time because I knew it was coming, as opposed to I didn't need to get crushed to know that I needed to get better.
Oh, definitely. Do you was there ever defining moments of like just wanting to walk away that stand out for you?
No.
So this is just something that's always just been,
I mean, it's a fun process. Like you're figuring things out and you're getting better, and it takes more of yourself to be able to achieve at those levels. Mm-hmm. And so, I guess the only time that I walked, was going to walk away from wrestling was after my junior year in college to senior year in college. Like I was getting shot up with a cortisone in my back, and then I'd go out and wrestle, but I couldn't put on my own shoes. Like it was like, wow. I was like laying down and like trying to put them, and I had Velcro shoes the entire thing. So it was like, so it was rough, but like, and then I stood straight up and I 2-on people and rode them, and, but that was like, and so after the tournament got done, I couldn't step on the mat. I think it was like July-ish. And I told Ben, hey, listen, I'm not wrestling my senior year. I can't be in a stance. I couldn't do anything without pain. So I was like, I'm done. And then, it's like it continued to get better. And so finally September, like I jumped on the mat and I was able to move and roll around without pain.
Feel it.
So yeah. But that was the only time. It was because I physically wasn't, I didn't feel like I could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who were mentor guides that throughout your journey?
I'd say first, our father, of course, and is got us into the sport and, helped us grow, in it. And then we had some really good people. So we had, Dale Borchard, was one of our coaches. So Dale Borchard, Jay Eady, were probably our two main youth coaches, at our local level. And then John Messermink was, a huge influence on us. Mm-hmm. So he was our he was Ben's high school coach first, and then became my high school coach afterwards. And then Troy Steiner was, another huge mentor for me, leading up into college. Oh. So he was pretty amazing. Just kind of, it's like I told you, like I know where I'm at. A pretty good assessment where I'm at, and so I don't need somebody who's gonna yell. Just tell me what I need to do and tell me to get to it. And
What type of accolades did you collect during high school?
Let's see. During high school, I was only one-time state champ.
Okay.
I placed at Fargo my sophomore, junior, senior year. So like almost every single year except for my senior year, I placed higher at Fargo than I did at state.
Oh wow.
So my
Fargo's a big thing, huh?
Fargo's like the biggest tournament. I mean, especially at that time, it was the biggest tournament there was.
I keep hearing about it this year. Yeah. Especially through Coach Cedric,
It's fun.
So I'm just like, Fargo. I got to go to Fargo, and then I'm reading it on your wall.
Yeah. It's one of the big events of the year. So there's for the mass population, there's smaller world team trials.
Yep.
For kind of like the upper echelon, but usually that's like a kind of a step above Fargo.
Yeah. Well, high school was high school, but then you move on to college.
Moved on to college.
What college did we choose?
University of Missouri, baby.
Missouri.
Oh yeah, Mizzou.
And what made you go through with that decision?
My brother.
Your brother?
Missouri had a great culture. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of really good people there. There was great coaches. I got along with all of them. So Coach Brian Smith, built that, and it's still kind of a powerhouse program.
Yeah.
But so that was there. But really, for me, ultimately, it was Ben.
Ben went there too.
Ben was there beforehand.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha.
So I had gone and trained, but yeah, when I was coming out, I was being recruited by a couple different programs. But the biggest one was like Iowa State. Mm-hmm. So Cale Sanderson just won an Olympic title.
Yep.
And I went there to go get recruited, and it's like he would have been my practice partner.
Okay.
And then we would come in with the number one recruiting class in the country for Iowa State.
Oh wow.
And so it's like all of that was there, and it's like, all right, well, obviously, just wrestling sense with nothing else, that was probably the best fit.
Yeah.
But there's just something that's like I talked to people about what your priorities are, and family for me was above that. And having somebody, like I told you, it's like so you could be mad that you're or not mad, but look to your brother and be like, oh man, it put so much pressure, but he was somebody that would help me do anything, and give himself to help me get to where I wanted to go.
Yeah.
And that was one thing that like you don't know about other places.
Yeah. Same way with transitioning from middle school to high school. You said it was not much difference, but jumping from high school to college, now that has to be the real turn up. There ain't no way you're gonna be like, just from you're facing now from local to nationwide, and in a D1, and these are the best. Yeah, these are the best wrestlers in the country. How was like that transitioning?
It's pretty easy.
Oh,
I should say. It was a lot. It was a lot of work, but But so my first match in college was JD Bergman, who was the third place at the NCAA championships the year before.
That's crazy.
And it's like JD's awesome. But I had a really good match. I think he's a really big 197 pounder. Mm-hmm. And he was cutting a lot of weight. It was his first time making weight down. And I gassed him out hard and ended up beating him pretty good.
Man, I gotta ask, like, how would you describe your style of wrestling?
I was at a lot of different point in times. I did a lot of different things.
Yeah.
I wrestled hard. I looked to score points. But what tools I was going to use, I don't really care so much about that. No.
What do you feel separated you? Because wrestling is a mental and physical sport. You know, what set you apart mentally from other wrestlers? You feel?
I think probably, I said that, like, my ability to assess problems. And so I think a lot of times the ability to assess problems before they exist.
Yeah.
And so I would create the problems and I would solve them so that if I ever did see them in like a match, then I'd have an answer.
Yeah.
And so I was really adept at, as far as like my breadth of wrestling, of where I could wrestle and what positions I could wrestle in. And, so a lot of times I could put people in places where they were uncomfortable or they had never been.
Were you the type of athlete you watched a lot of film, or did you more you go get out there and you just?
I just went out there.
Yeah.
That's one. Like that, and like I said, you didn't know really what you're gonna get when you step out. I think those are probably two things that are good things about me, but also bad things in the same sense. Because if I watched matches and I was better about that, I probably would have understood where to wrestle people more.
Yeah.
And then same thing, if I had a coach that I trusted to kind of direct me and like, hey, like, you do all these things well, but this is your bread and butter. This is what you're best at. I think it probably would have helped me too as an athlete.
What did your training routine look like in that stage of your life where you were at like peak competitiveness? Like,
so I think we lifted, I was a 97 pounder. I was small. So I lifted probably 3 to 5 times a week. And then, it's probably two practices, and 6 practices, so probably 8 practices over the week.
Yeah.
So pretty much 2 days every week or every day, whether it be lifting or, a technical session.
Yeah.
And then one harder session.
I guess, going through college in this point in your life, once you started seeing the success behind the hard work, what was that like for you?
Yeah, and that's one thing that I talk about, because, I didn't have a lot, but I think probably the best thing for me at that point in time was that it really didn't matter. I kind of realized that, I of course, you hear it, but you realize that all the work that you put in, the people that you become in the process is what makes you.
Yeah.
And the success of winning a national title is great, but it doesn't really change who you are in the day to day. Which, then like afterwards, like, and there's a lot of people who are like, oh, like when I win a national title, then I'll be happy.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty happy person. I love what I'm doing, and so it's like I was like, oh, like, well, I guess even if I win a national title, like, what does it change? And to me, that was some good insight.
What role do you feel failure has played in the success that you have? And when I ask that question, I mean, how important is it to fail?
so important.
Yeah.
I think some people have a healthy perspective on failure. And failure, like in matches or in tournaments, it's a right now thing. It's a momentary thing where it's like, just because I would have lost a national title or lost in the finals didn't mean that I was any different of a wrestler.
Yeah.
It's like, and so I think a lot of people, look at that and they see failure as too big of a thing. Whereas like, it's like, well, you failed, but can you change your circumstances? Can you get better? And I think like that, to me, that's always been a fun motivation. It's like, all right, well, how do I get better from this? And how do I get better from this? And you do the same thing with, coaching. It just, it becomes even more complex because you're trying to influence other people and get them to see themselves in a different light or get them to work or do things like that. And it's, but it's fun, I think it's a challenge. It's a challenge that makes life enjoyable. And
let's ask this outside of wrestling. How was your overall college experience?
Good.
Yeah.
It's really good. Yeah. It was
Mizzou.
Great.
Let's do this for Mizzou.
Mizzou is awesome.
Yay.
I love Missouri. Missouri is great. It was a small college town. Wrestling was really big at that point in time in Missouri. They had a bunch of languages. So I studied languages, so I spoke Russian, French, Japanese. So I got to take all those. I had friends that were speaking Russian and French. And
Holy
so I
cow!
hang out and
He's a sleeper agent, people. No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly. That's what I thought I might do if wrestling didn't work out. Everyone was like, "What are you gonna do?" I was like, "Oh, international business or work for the CIA or FBI or something." I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, moving on from college, what was the plan leading up to? You're about to graduate. You're about to move on from it. What was the plan after?
My plan after was I guess I always wanted to coach youth and open up a club. But I really thought I was probably going to wrestle on the senior level for a longer time. And so, it's always kind of weird circumstances that come out. And so Zeke Jones had taken the head coach for the U.S. coach had changed at that point in time. And he created these things called wild cards.
Yeah.
That didn't exist before. And so all the tournaments, my senior year, 2010, all the qualifiers for the world team trials had been wrestled already.
Yeah.
So when season got done, I just hung out and, I was like kind of on the mat light, but I was letting my body recover. I told you I kind of had back injury from the previous year. So I was just chilling. And Ben called me up one day. He's like, "Hey, you got a wild card." I was like, "What does that mean?" He's like, "Well, if you win an NCAA title now you get to go to the world team trials." I was
wow.
I was like, "Well, shoot." So now I got to start training. And so he had a camp set up in Kentucky in Union County, Kentucky, and so I went down and started training. I threw my back out,
Oof.
and I was like, "Oh man, like maybe I should rethink this whole thing." And in the meantime, I had met my family from New York, the Real Butos, and so Steve was like trying to get me to move out there. He's like, "Come on, move out here. I'll help you start a club and this and that."
Yeah.
And I told him he could go scratch. And then I threw it on my back, and so I called him up and said, "Hey, were you serious?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "Okay, I'm moving there."
Yeah.
So yeah.
How was that experience? I'm like I said this in the beginning. I'm originally from the South Bronx, but how was that experience for you being on the East Coast?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
How many years did you?
Three.
Damn.
Yeah, and I still go out there. Actually, we just opened up a facility out there last January.
Askren?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So not far from where I originally started. But yeah, so I mean, like that's it's my family. My family, the people that I went and lived with, like they're family.
Definitely.
They're awesome. But so yeah, I get to coach some great kids, and like man, it's like the people there are the best. I feel like they're a lot like to me, they're a lot like Russians.
I do.
And when I say it, I don't mean actually Russian, but I mean like Russians have this like tough exterior.
Yep.
But like once you kind of get past it, man, they're the best people. Like I freaking I love those Eastern Soviet people, like that culture. And I feel like the East Coast is the same way. It's like really kind of
it's like gritty.
It's like gritty and stuff like that. But like, dude, when you're in, you're in.
Yep.
And like it's like they're great people. So,
it's a different culture. I say like it's not only a melting pot, but it's just man, there's so much like. Just off of the energy and just the culture itself, man. I love it, man. And when I was younger, my dad worked for Amtrak. Right. So I was able to go whenever we had breaks from school, like winter break, spring break, I was in New York.
That's awesome.
Out of all my siblings, out of all of them, I was the one making the travels. But yeah, New York is awesome. So how long has that one been open?
That one's only been
just recent.
I opened it up and I closed it in 2013 when I moved back.
Okay.
And then it just opened up last January. So
okay.
What is that?
You're coming up on a year. Don't put it like that.
We're like a year and a half in, so it's good.
All right. Well, talking about academies over there, at what point did you initially? Because you're co-owner with your brother.
Yeah, and the Mesmerings.
And the Mesmerings. When did this come into the picture of let's run Askren Wrestling Academy?
I mean, I told you I kind of always wanted to do it since I was younger. And then I was back in Heartland, Wisconsin, talking with my high school coach Messenbrink, and was talking about it's like, what do you want to do? And he's like, oh, like I want to like coach wrestling. Like, I don't know if I really want to do high school anymore. I kind of want to coach wrestling like at like a private level. And I said, well, what is it going to cost?
Yeah.
And he said a number. And I said, well, why don't we just start it?
There we go.
And he's like, all right, you know. And so then it kind of grew from there, you know. And
Yeah.
he's he's an amazing coach. He's done he's done so much. But yeah, it's amazing the amount of guys that he's coached that are kind of on the world level now and in national level in college.
How many locations do you have in total?
So we have right now we have 9 in Wisconsin with 1 satellite site that Evan Wick runs. We have 10,
Okay.
and then we have 1 in Georgia, 1 in New York.
Wow.
Yeah,
You guys are growing fast.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it has been 16 years, but
Now that you finally have this wrestling academy, what do you feel was most important to you when you first created it?
I mean, I guess the reason for creating it and the most important thing for continuing it and, you know, for Ben growing it, you know, to where it's at is to give, you know, provide experience and bring wrestling into people's lives. I think it's taught so many valuable life lessons for us. And, you know, it's like, I think it's very tangible and humbling. It's much more humbling than I think other sports are.
Yeah.
Just on a personal level, because that one-on-one loss where you kind of have to look somebody in the eye and admit to them that they're better today.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing to get over, but that's I mean, that's really the driving factor of it, is making sure people have good coaches and grow the sport, and teach good life lessons.
You know, we spoke briefly about your brother, but what has that been like, building alongside your brothers? Something so, I mean, you're across state lines now.
Yeah. Sometimes fun, sometimes not so much fun.
Oh, I know, brothers.
Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah, brothers. But it's been awesome. I mean, it's really truly been awesome.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, for all the small things or the disagreements and stuff like that, you know, it is hard. It's hard sometimes building with family, but it's also very rewarding.
Yeah.
You know, and so.
Well, through the academy, what are milestones and accomplishments you feel have really taken this academy to like the level it's become?
You know, I same thing kind of with my own personal career. I feel like, you know, when you get to that level, you kind of know it because you put in that much work. And so the work came first, and, you know, other people seen it second. And I think, you know, all the work that we put in, it's like, you know, we had milestones like first NCAA champ, you know, second NCAA champ, first world medalist, first world champ, first, you know. And so you look at those, or, you know, or you look at the state of Wisconsin, you know, we won as a state, we won the junior national championships for the dual championships. But last year we won 16U and 14U.
Wow.
So, you know, it's like the state is in a lot better place it is. And then with that, I think there's other really good clubs that are growing in the state as well. And so that gives you, you know, gives you competition, and, you know, it's like, I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, coming into the wrestling community the way I did this year, because all my kids are in wrestling now, AWA is always the name thrown out.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, it holds a standard. It holds a level, you know. And with that, you have to be proud, I mean, of what you've created. If you could talk to just becoming the person you've come through creating this, if you could talk to your younger self with the wisdom and knowledge that you have now, what do you think you would tell your younger self?
People are great, you know. I mean, because it's, you know, it's like, as much as, you know, you'd like to take credit, you know, or anything like that, you know, as a coach, the kids have to make those choices themselves.
Yep.
The parents have to make those choices to help the kids do it.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's like, as much as, you know, it's like, you know, I think you said something earlier about, you know, it takes a village.
Yep.
Well, I mean, you know, it's like, you know, yeah, I mean, like, we're able to set the standard. We're able to help people kind of embrace the vision. But, man, it takes a lot of people to have kids successful. And we're really, really fortunate to have a lot of really good people involved.
Yep.
So we've got great parents. We've got great kids. We've got great coaches and support staff. I mean, it's like, it's that to me is the more amazing part, is, you know, you think it's just one good coach, and it's not. It's always, you know, a good community. And I think we have that. And I think we, we understand that's a big part of the process.
Yeah.
You can have the best coach and a terrible
Yeah.
culture, and chance are you're going to burn a lot more people than you're going to help.
And I love that response, because really that's what it comes, man. And these kids need us, man. And with the right direction, you see these kids. I've been taken back by my son this year, just to see from where he started to where he's at right now. It's just, man, it's when these kids are locked in and you see them. I've been putting video together of some of the. Right now, I'm working on the Brown Deer Fury tournament. I got a whole video I put together, but it's inspiring and it's motivating seeing these kids and the type of influence you're having on them to reach those type of levels that I think without they wouldn't see in themselves. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's one of the things, right? Is it's so much fun to see their personal growth, but it's even more fun to see them understand that they understand how to grow.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, if I put this work in, I'll get, I'll get better. And you're like, well, that's like the best thing you can give somebody.
Yeah. What do you feel keeps your passion alive?
Understanding that, understanding that, you help one kid and that kid grows up and that kid moves on. There's still so many other kids to help.
Yep.
And you kind of said something before, and I think that you're talking about coaches and they need us, and there's just not enough good mentors in the world.
Yeah.
For all the kids that are there, because it's like, even if you're going to take care of your own children, okay, but like at some point in time, maybe it won't be the case for you. But my dad always tells me, as soon as we became teenagers, he became dumb. And not that we didn't know that what he was saying was probably good advice. We just didn't want to listen to him.
Yeah, for sure.
So there needed to be somebody else that we could model and we could go to and who could be our mentor.
Yep.
And I think that's an important part just for everyone, is like, having good mentors around.
Yeah.
And it's sad for me to see that I feel like a lot of people don't want to step into that role. Because it's like, I get a lot of my kids into coaching as they move on. They go to college or even upper high school, I'll get them into coaching. And it's like the enjoyment that they have with helping somebody else and seeing them get better. And they're like, hey, he's doing this now. And you're like, yeah, dude, like you showed him that. And they're just like, I did show him that. You're like, yeah, I know. And he's like, so it's like that enjoyment they get. I feel like a lot of people don't realize like how enjoyable it is, because they're so
wrapped.
And exactly. And wrapped up with all the stuff that they have going on in their lives, and being able to share with other people is something that's so much more valuable, rewarding. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, with the utmost respect, I was so excited to do this interview, just because in the year that I've been within the wrestling community now, it's just hearing the type of things you're doing through your clubs. What are the type of programs you offer?
So we coach all the way from like 5 years old until about until 18.
Yeah.
Afterwards, we kind of tell the guys if they've been in a program, they can come in for free. So right now we have a bunch of college guys coming in, and we're on with our high school guys and stuff like that. So it's awesome. But nice. So we have 5 through 8 or 9, and then we have 9 through 14, and then 14 through 18. Yeah. So we have 3 different age groups that we coach, and Heartland has a lot of little guys.
Okay.
And so they're even able to break it up to like 5-year-olds have their own group.
Oh, damn.
And then 6, 7 is a different group, which
that
was an issue then this year. And then you had 8 and 9s that were there together. But like at those younger age groups, those guys just change so quickly, and they can handle so much more at different ages that it's like to break them out. Like if you can break them out into closer age groups, it makes it really good.
Definitely. Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. When this is all said and done, right? Because I see you still got a lot under your belt to go, but when you finally step away, how do you want to be remembered?
Dude, I'm not stepping away.
He's like, I'm not stepping away, bro. I'll be here, bro.
I'll be here.
Cane and all.
I'll be here. I'll be waiting. My dad always talked about never retiring and stuff like that, and I can't see it any other way now.
Yeah.
Just because it's like, well, all right, well, even after you're done working, you still want to be valuable.
Mm-hmm.
You still want to be involved in the community.
I always see people.
This is my community.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't plan on leaving. I'll take different roles.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to be wrestling with people. I'm not going to be getting beat up by all the high school kids and stuff like that. When that comes, I start losing to high school guys. I'll start checking out.
Yeah.
I'll just help the youth kids.
Oh, there you go.
No, but I mean, I hope I'm remembered, you know, as somebody who helped other people find their passion.
Yeah. Any plans or any goals in the next 5 years of where you want to see the academy excel? Or is it just day by day we're just taking it as is?
Yeah. I think the bigger goal right now is it's like kind of like we had academy goal, and it was be one of the best in the country or the best club in the country. And I mean, shoot, we won U17s and U20s like 2 or 3 years ago. And so then you're like, all right, well, we've kind of done that now. So I kind of think the next step, you know, in my perspective, my eyes, is when all our guys start coming back and taking over local programs and middle school programs and high school programs as they have their children come through.
Yep.
You know, we want to see that generational change in the state of Wisconsin, where Wisconsin is a wrestling state.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of really good mentors and people who love wrestling, and that community grows. So I think that's a lot of it. And then I'd say for me personally, part of the thing is trying to be a good mentor to our coaches.
Yeah. Yeah. I always wait for this last question. I always feel it's the most important question. What advice would you give aspiring wrestlers as well as youth?
Aspiring wrestlers, I would say fall in love with the sport. You know, if you love the sport, you'll figure out how to get good. You know, you'll do the things required. If you don't love the sport and you're doing it because you want the success, chances are you won't do the things that it requires.
Yeah.
Or not with your whole heart.
Gotcha.
You know, and then, you know, I'd say the other part is, you know, dream big and be a little bit naive.
Hey, man. Shit, man.
I tell this story because it's fun and you'll appreciate it because it's like you grew up in the age where we didn't have the internet.
Oh, for sure.
All right. So this year there used to be these posters that came out every single year, and it was like the all A6 teams, the number one guys in the country. And of that, there was like one guy that was highlighted as like the best wrestler of that grade.
Yep.
Well, my sophomore year in high school, the guy was Mark Perry. And
why does that name sound familiar?
I don't know.
But go ahead. Go ahead. My bad.
I was like, I'll see him at Fargo. I'll be at his weight.
Oh.
And so I was training my balls off to to go meet him. I was like, I'm gonna go get that guy.
Yeah.
You know? And so I'm training. I get out to Fargo, and at Fargo there's always like a place where everyone works out to like lose weight like the day before. And I show up and I'm working out and I see him and he's got his arm in a cast.
No.
And I was like, oh, I guess I'm not wrestling him.
Nah.
But I mean, like, it was naive for me to think as a sophomore who took fifth at state that I was going to go take out the number one guy in the whole country. But it's like, but I think that kind of naivety, you know, it's like, it's required. You
got to put yourself in that. Anything you do, you got to think you're the best. I mean, even if you know you aren't, which it is what it is, but I feel like when people tell you that ain't a way to think, stop it. Yeah. Like, you got to believe it before you see it and feel it.
Yeah.
But again, I appreciate you coming on here and just sharing your journey. I truly admire what you guys are doing with the academy, and I definitely look up to you as a person. This is a legacy that is. I'm so excited to see the growth that will come within the years. What are ways people can connect with you, reach with you?
You can't really connect with me.
Not with you, but with this.
I'm just kidding. But I'm not really connected on that. But we're on AWAWisconsin.com.
Yeah.
Is where you can find out about us. And I know our Instagrams and social medias are good, even though I don't handle them. I know my brother does.
There you go.
He's great at that stuff. And then there's email inquiries where you can get a hold of me.
Yeah.
On AWAWisconsin.com.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, again, Max, I wish you nothing but success in all your endeavors. Thank you for being on here. And as we always do, Spearhead out.